into the entire story. Well, it's quite an important story, one that we've been closely tracking. The court proceedings that only took place 2 days ago. The Supreme Court is set to now pronounce an order on the grant of the interim bail to Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in a money laundering case. Enforcement Directorate on Thursday opposed Aam Aadmi Party Chief Arvind Kejriwal's bail plea amid the ongoing Lok Sabha Elections before the Supreme Court, saying poll campaigning was not a fundamental, constitutional or a legal right. Arvind Kejriwal was arrested, in fact, by the Financial Probe Agency on March 21st in connection with a money laundering case linked to the now scrapped Delhi excise policy. Now, in front of you on your screens, you can see a timeline of the entire incident that has taken place, the events that took place. A Delhi court on Tuesday, in fact, had extended the judicial custody of Kejriwal till May 20th. And this is the particular update that we have, the arrest that had taken place on March 21st. Today, it is May 10th, and we are expecting that the Supreme Court may actually come up with finally an order with regards to whether or not Arvind Kejriwal shall receive, or rather shall get, his interim bail that he has already filed a plea for. And now it's quite an important case because remember, this is a case where while there has been enough times it's been cited that there is an entire case of 100 crores that we are looking at, there's no money trail that's still been found. And the other important facet of this story is the fact that he is the Delhi Chief Minister. He's still the serving Chief Minister of our national capital. So the circumstances are quite unusual, as had been mentioned by the court itself on Tuesday, and it is to be seen whether or not the court indeed does give him interim bail, because the court had earlier cited that since he is the Delhi Chief Minister and right now it is the Lok Sabha polls that are underway in the country, he might be given interim bail just for campaigning. That was the entire provision. However, there was a counter to that that had been posed by the Enforcement Directorate's lawyers, that how can this entire interim bail be given to him on the basis of the fact that it is election season. And the court in fact post that had said that election season, the fact that polls are underway, does not give him the constitutional or legal right to get an interim bail, because the law is the same for everyone. In fact, the court that day had also said that there is no special law that we do grant to politicians who are behind bars currently. And remember, he is not the only person who is currently in Tihar jail with regards to this case. There is Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain as well. And Sanjay Singh, though, however, just received bail only a couple of months back with regards to this entire case. We'll keep a close track of how this develops through the day, but currently we're shifting our focus to a different story. This is with regards to Congress leader Mani Shankar Iyer, who has done it again. And he recently stated that India should be afraid of Pakistan. Why has he said this? Well, BJP leader Ankur Singh shared a video of Mani Shankar Iyer saying that India should give respect to Pakistan as it has an atom bomb. In the video, Iyer has said that if India doesn't respect Pakistan, they may use the atom bomb on India itself. And he added that India should not forget that Pakistan also has muscle power, Bhuta in Rawalpindi. Reacting to the statement, Minister of Information and Broadcasting of India, Anurag Thakur, slammed Mani Shankar Iyer and the Congress. Let's listen in to what has been said by Anurag Thakur in fact.
ये कांग्रेस का खौफ, ये डर या फिर पाकिस्तान प्रेम, ये बार बार खुलकर आता है। और कांग्रेस के नेता रहते तो हिंदुस्तान में हैं, दिल पाकिस्तान में है, और डराने का काम हिंदुस्तान को करते हैं। अरे पाकिस्तान की क्या हिम्मत कि हिंदुस्तान की तरफ आंख उठाकर भी देखे। भारत मुंह तोड़ जवाब देना जानता है, दिया भी है, बार बार दिया है। और इसलिए तो पाकिस्तान का हाथ कांग्रेस के साथ दिखता है। बार बार बयान इस तरह क्या रहे पाकिस्तान के कांग्रेस के समर्थन में, और यहां से कांग्रेसियों के पाकिस्तान के समर्थन में। ये रह यहां पर गए कुछ कांग्रेस के नेता, लेकिन दिल और दिमाग से अभी भी ये पाकिस्तान के साथ है।
Well, in fact, Anurag Thakur isn't the only one who has slammed the Congress over these comments. There are others as well, like Union Minister Giriraj Singh. But we will keep a close watch on how this develops and how the reactions do come in war of words, if at all, develops between the two sides. But right now, we're shifting our focus to a very important development that's taken place today. This is the prime accused in the 2022 murder case of BJP Yuva Morcha worker Praveen Nataru. Now, a charge sheet in the case has been filed against 20 people accusing him of the murder. The case dates back to July 26, 2022, when Praveen Nataru, a resident of Bellary and a BJP worker, was killed using sharp weapons allegedly by the cadres of the now banned Popular Front of India. The case was initially registered at the Bellary police station on July 27, 2022, and later re-registered by the NIA, the National Investigation Agency, on August 4th of the same year. And the charge sheet, in fact, had named 20 people. The NIA has stated in its investigation report that the murder was committed by the members of the PFI as a part of its agenda to create terror, communal hatred and unrest in the society, and to further its agenda of establishing Islamic rule in India by 2047. The investigation also revealed that the PFI had formed secret teams called service teams or killer squads to carry out killing of its perceived enemies and targets. Mustafa Paichar, who was the head of the service team for the Dakshin Kannada district, was instructed to recce, identify and target a prominent member of the Hindu community. As per the instructions, 4 persons were recceed and identified, and among them Praveen Nataru, who was back then the BJP Yuva Morcha, had been assaulted and killed in full public view with lethal weapons. While Mustafa Paichar has now been arrested, 4 other accused named in this entire case, Masood K.A., Kodaje Muhammad Sharif, Abu Bakr Siddiq and Umar Farooq M.R. and Thufel M.H. are currently absconding. Further investigation in the case are in progress by the NIA, but this comes in as a massive development in the Praveen Nataru murder case that had taken place in 2022. Well, with that now, we've come to an end to this bulletin and completely run out of time. But do stay tuned to News9 Live as we come back with all the recent updates and all these top stories and more through the day right here. Thank you for watching.
India produces between 1,500 and 2,000 films every year, the highest for any country. But they get ignored at international awards.
The Oscars are basically American national awards for themselves.
You're not going to be able to make a better pizza than an Italian chef. You're not going to be able to make better sushi than a Japanese chef. Will you make better khichdi than a Japanese chef? Right? So I want you to taste my food. We are making cinema that we are proud of.
In fact, it has been 2 decades.
The Oscars.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
A soldier was killed and 4 injured when terrorists ambushed a convoy of the Indian Air Force in Poonch on May 4th. This is the 3rd terrorist attack in 2024 in the Rajouri-Poonch region. Both districts are in the Pir Panjal Valley. There have been 7 attacks in the past year in a 120-kilometer range around the Poonch-Rajouri region. The border is approximately 30 kilometers away from both districts. So why is militancy moving south of Pir Panjal? News9 Plus decodes. In 2023, India lost 20 soldiers in these districts. 25 terrorists were killed in the same year. More attacks have occurred in rural parts, wooded areas, and inaccessible terrain. This is unlike earlier when militancy was focused on urban areas. This is primarily because the terrorists are not finding much headway in the valley itself, say experts. Terrorists can manage a better foothold in this area. This is because of the proximity of Rajouri and Poonch to the LOC, the number of infiltration routes, the forested area that's full of caves, the difficult terrain, limited means of communication, and numerous places where ambushes can take place. But why are terrorists shifting their strategy? The aim is to keep militancy and hybrid warfare going on in Jammu and Kashmir. Experts say that locals also seem to be conniving with them. Otherwise, it's virtually impossible to operate in this area, even for the militants. Pakistan will continue to change strategies to keep terrorism alive. Terrorists don't want the situation in Kashmir to normalize. How can Pakistan's tactics be countered? Amp up vigilance, first of all, defense experts say. Deploy helicopters and drones and monitor their communications. India's security forces must learn from their mistakes, they add. Only 10 out of 22 districts in the valley are terror infested. Pakistan will keep changing the location of its operations. Terrorists will move from one area to another. Experts say it is for security forces to ensure that after they secure one area and move to another, they don't leave it open for terrorists. If Pakistan is changing its tactics, we must change ours too.
The football is mother of all games.
It is a team sport.
The leadership attitude is taking the ownership.
It's always a big responsibility to take decisions and the right decisions.
I always question the stereotypical.
And that's why you are in that position.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए, और कमाना है तो खरीदिए। जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश